That's all right.
Mm.
And we are live. I don't know what kind of turnout we're going to get Saturday night this early.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but
I know people are busy Saturday early.
they are, it's date night now.
Yeah, Saturday night is a real date night. Of course, Friday night being amateur night, right? And
Well, the amateurs have rights to fuck too.
I suppose you're right.
Mm.
Oh my goodness, dude! Everybody's been asking about you. It's like, where the fuck is Bam? I'm like, Bam.
Well,
Bam was sick a little bit, under the weather, and I'm sure overworked.
God, these fucking things are better than sex.
Hey, Denise.
Oh fuck, we have people in here already.
Hey, Heather, Denise, and Heather.
Hi guys, pardon me. I'm having sex in my mouth. And if you want to know what I'm talking about,
what are you eating there? Cream, egg, Canterbury. Oh, what is that?
Cadbury.
Cadbury.
Motherfuckers are like sex. I mean, it's an explosion of creamy goodness in your mouth. It's like, it's like dick. Who the fuck needs that when you have this?
That good, huh?
Oh my god, yeah.
Hey, Trisha. Toxic Terminator.
Hi guys. I have one more, so I'm gonna be having sex later on. Again.
Hey, hi, Carol. Nice to see you. It's been a while. Yeah, definitely.
Shonda, what's up, you sexy little bitch?
Long time no see, she said. Ileana, welcome. We got Shonda and Shonda.
Oh, Shonda and Shonda. Shonda 1, Shonda 2.
Yeah, no, that's not shady at all, is it?
Hang on, let me be a tree.
Hey, Sammy. Welcome, Sammy. Jamie.
You? What are you talking about? You, Shonda? What the fuck? Evidently, you never had a Cadbury egg.
The Cadbury egg. Hey, Cheryl. We're waiting on.
The next best thing to a Cadbury egg is Fannie Mae vanilla creams.
Waiting on Troy. I gotta send Troy a message.
Hi, Hilda.
You just want to talk about stuffs today,
Stuff.
Stuff.
Oh, Valley girl. Oh my God, gag me at the spoon.
Lanaya.
Totally tubular.
Lanaya. Hey, Hilda Williams. Welcome. Valley girl. Hi there.
Oh my God, Becky. Look at her butt. Can't tell me I wasn't a child of the 80s.
Yeah. Oh God. Remember that movie Valley Girls with
yeah, like Gag Me the Park.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh, Beth.
A very young Nicolas Cage. If you haven't seen Valley Girls, that's another one.
Yeah, totally campy.
Eunice, hey. Hola.
Eunice. I like that name, Eunice.
And there's Troy. Can you hear us, Troy? Oh, I'm guessing he can't hear.
Well, if he took the wax out of his ears, he could.
Hey, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, now I can hear you perfect. I don't know if you can you hear us? Testing. Can you hear us, Troy? Troy, Earth to Troy.
Earth to Troy. Are we on Earth?
Yeah, apparently. Having some technical issues. We'll be right with you.
Testicle difficulties. Testicle difficulties.
Yeah, testicle difficulties. Fausto, what's up? Sean keeps getting booted. Hey, Dina.
Nadia.
There's Dina.
I'm back, Dina. Back from the dead.
Yes, he is.
It's your worst nightmare. Come to get you.
Hey, Nidia. Yep, Bam is back. Elizabeth Smith. Welcome. And Gene's pretty cool people, bro. For those of you who have not met Bam yet, everybody, meet Bam. BAM.
Huh?
That's his real
I got
name.
9,000 fingers.
Bam is his real name. He comes without a filter
Yeah, no filter here.
in more ways than one.
I can
And
turn anything sexual. It's a gift and a curse.
yes, he's right. So this is a what do you call it? Rated R plus, or what do they call it now?
Let's just call it a triple Z.
Triple Z. So not exactly
Triple Z because
X-rated.
it's worse than a triple X.
So parental discretion is advised.
No, we don't like these stinking parents.
Zas says Fannie Mae's are the best. Love the meltaways.
Oh yeah, those meltaways are really good.
Fannie Mae candies. A lot of people have never had Fannie Mae candies at all. It's a.
I don't even know where their first store opened up, but we have only one store left here in town, and then I know there's one in the city, but I'm sure there's some out in the burbs. But yeah, I mean, there used to be Fannie Mae stores in like every mall.
Yeah, they were very common. Hey, Split. Taxidermy. Who did I miss here? But he's kind of hanging out right now. Taylor.
And I think when Manny met Freddie, that's when she started closing her stores. Fucking Freddie.
Freddie, what are you talking about, Freddie?
Freddie Mac. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
Oh, yeah, different Fannie Mae. Different Fannie Mae.
So, well, no, I think it's the same Fannie Mae's.
I mean, I've never heard of. You never heard of the Cadbury bunny?
Oh yeah, they got the lion with the ears going.
Hey, Debbie. Hey, there's Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Paul, been a while. So I was kind of filling Bam in a little bit about our wacky little friend. Do we all know who I'm talking about? Our wacky friend with the wannabe politician wacky friend?
Oh, the crackhead. That's what I call her, the crackhead.
I got my first student loan from Fannie Mae. That's
I think
right.
I did too.
But this is a different Fannie Mae.
Well, I think Fannie Mae. I think they're the same.
Is it
company.
the same? Are they the same?
I think it is.
I thought they were different.
I think Fannie Mae, when she started closing her stores, she branched out into
finance,
houses, and student loans and things.
The mortgage, finance industry. Okay, I wasn't sure. I didn't remember. I haven't heard the name Fannie Mae in such a long time. Cadbury seems like they changed up their filling. Used to like them. Now I can't stand them. Yeah, I'm sure.
I think they still taste the same. They still look like that creamy egg on the inside. It's a bunch of creamy goodness, especially if you take the motherfuckers and you freeze them, and then you take them out the freezer and you eat them, and that cream filling, when it turns from frozen back to a liquid, it's like a gush, an explosion of flavor.
Yeah, that sounds right. So I was filling in a Split. Scarlett, hey, everyone, if you don't know Bam, this is Bam. B-A-M.
Yo, hello.
There's a method to the madness. That's his real name. We'll get into the whole story.
There's a method. I don't know how mad I can get, but there is a method.
Scarlett, hey, Taylor. Straight up said the crackhead. Thank God I'm not the only one. He said it. He did. Hey, Danielle. Nice you to come by. Troy's having some technical difficulty, so I'll do this little bit. So VT is her name. Was invited on a radio program by Bonnie Hernandez and some of her people. Now Bonnie Hernandez and her had a disagreement, and they had a feud going on back a few years. And I don't know if you guys remember that, but VT went as far as getting Bonnie fired from her job, and another DJ as well. It got them fired from the radio station, and it's been a feud like you wouldn't believe. All of a sudden, they seem to have made peace, or it would seem. And Bonnie invited VT over to her program the other day, launch of a new morning radio show. And
until somebody gets walking papers again.
Yeah, so
history does tend to repeat itself. Just saying.
Yep. How you doing, bud?
Well, I'd be doing better if I could get stuff to work right.
Oh, can you hear us now at least?
I can hear you. Yeah, I don't know why every time I come on with you, I have technical difficulties.
Dang it.
I know. What's up with that?
Different headset, maybe?
No, it's the same headset. For whatever reason, I can't get it to connect. It's difficult to connect. I mean, I use it to listen to music and stuff all the time, and I don't have a problem. But
You
I don't
sound a
know.
little machiney.
What's that?
You sound a little machiney, like a robot.
Yeah, I know. I wish if I could get my headphones to work, it wouldn't sound like that. Let me
you sound
try.
okay. You sound okay. You're very loud. That's for sure. Definitely loud.
Really not loud on my end.
Really? Yeah, I can hear him super loud and clear. Yeah. So see what you can figure out. Let me continue telling this little quick short story. And so No More Cheeseke's Lies posted the ad to that morning radio visit, and I commented. Whoops. I'm going to show you.
Oh.
I commented this. Oops. Oh, it'll help if I put it up there. There you go.
Oh, hang on. I got to blow this up because I can't read that tiny little print. My ass is blind. I'm old. I'm fat. I'm tired.
I'm blowing it up. Calm down. So, and a little preface to this, Bonnie reached out to me while we were streaming Vanessa during the politics, during the her run for Congress. And she told me to stop and cut it out and I shouldn't do it. And so she was the one who said, she was telling me to stop everything I was doing, basically. I commented this. So much for not going on a show that'll exploit her, because VT always complained that she's not going to talk to anybody who wants to just exploit her and, gain popularity because of her. But Bonnie Hernandez slickly, if you heard any of that interview, she threw her under the bus numerous times, and she more than exploited what was done to Bonnie by Vanessa. And she did reach out to me and told me, to lay off. Well, say that shit. The hypocrisy is real and the intentions are not sincere. So everybody thought, Bonnie's having Vanessa on. It's going to be a nice little thing. They made peace. Everything is fine. But you really think that is it? Did any of you guys hear any of those clips at all? So after I made that comment, I got an inbox from guess who?
Bonnie?
Yep, very good.
Oh, my second choice was going to be Crackhead.
So her response to me with that comment I just showed you was, the only one who is a hypocrite is you, and the only one not sincere is you. So, and later tonight, I'm going to post all those audio clips from that radio show, which is public, by the way. It's not like I'm stealing it or anything. And everybody's going to get to hear and make their own decision. But if you hear that, definitely, Bonnie definitely, I'll call it exploited, and rubbed it in all the things that happened in the past. And she took a lot of cracks at Vanessa with the disguise of, oh yeah, we're friends now. We made peace, and the ass kissing on that program was sickening.
Well, ass in general is not a pretty thing to kiss nor suck.
The ass kissing was horrible.
Although I have seen some beautiful asses in my time, but
Troy, we got Troy back.
Just saying.
Yeah, is that better?
There you go.
Oh yeah, that's better.
All right, good. I think I think I figured it out.
That's right. They exploited her. Absolutely, she did. As much as I think VT is off, Bonnie is on. You know what? And for a minute, I felt bad for VT. I was like, wow, it's one thing to be critical and do things the way I was doing them, and I was just providing a public service by letting the world know who VT was, for those who didn't know.
A crackhead.
But for Bonnie to do what she did, and under the guise of, oh, we're friends now, there's peace and harmony and kumbaya and all that crap. Yeah, so I thought she's full of crap, in my opinion, and yeah, she's since blocked me and all that stuff. So the two faces of the app. Troy, how you doing, bud? Let me move up here a little bit and let's get this.
Good, I'm good. So what happened did something happen with Vanessa besides what you sent me the other day? I couldn't believe what I saw with that.
Oh yeah, I shared with Troy the whole Vanessa talking, and then she came back. Yeah, he saw that video. Now she was on a radio program. I'll fill you in on the rest of that a little bit later because there's a lot of history there. She tried to cover it all by saying if you wouldn't have.
She's running for Congress, right?
Vanessa did, right? Yeah, yep.
I mean, is she still trying to run for a seat?
Oh, she'll run for something. The next flavor of the month,
Okay.
whatever comes up next, she will. I guarantee that. Troy, if you haven't met Bam yet, meet Bam. Bam, that's Troy.
Yeah, what's
How's
up?
it going, man?
Troy,
not too much. How are you?
Our Pennsylvania peeps, one of our Pennsylvania peeps. We got Pennsylvania represented in the house.
Well, like my favorite saying is, I'm on this side of the dirt. China hasn't invaded, so it's a halfway decent fucking day.
And I think we got someone else to join us if it's working properly.
If it is. What's going on, everyone?
What's up?
Victor.
Hey, how you doing?
I don't know if you know Bam, you know Troy.
Yeah.
Just having a little powwow here. How you doing?
I'm the virgin.
Pretty good.
Of the
Yeah,
bunch.
I was
don't
watching.
know anybody.
I was watching right now the whole Bonnie, the radio station thing, and
Ain't that some shit?
yeah. I mean, you saw what I had to say about it. And I think a lot of people agreed with what I said about it.
Yeah, there's a lot, and the bond is going to be what do you call it? Lurking on all these pages, even though she's not. She might not comment on all of them, but she's lurking and stalking and doing what she's doing. So
Yeah.
no different than the other one, right? At this point, no different than the other one.
Who's stalking? The crackhead?
Bonnie's the one who's going to be, I'm sure, looking at all these pages and.
Yeah, I'm about
Hi,
99%
Bonnie,
sure
beautiful eyes.
she's like here right now. And if she's not, she's probably gonna catch this on a replay.
Yep. Vic,
Is she stalking you, Manny?
I wouldn't say stalking. I'm just saying stalking the pages and the conversations and stuff.
Yeah, if
okay.
anything, Manny's just on her radar now.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And
Manny, you're on everyone's radar.
Yeah.
and at one point we were okay. Not a friend in the true sense of the word, but anytime I reached out, I'd have to wait a couple of weeks before I got a response. So, it is what it is. But to say that I just called out a truth, hypocrisy. She tells me not to do one thing and she tells me to stay away, but look what she did.
Yeah.
But we'll play that audio. I'm going to post those video clips later and I'll put them up there so you guys can play them at your own time. Hey, Vic, do you want to share some news now or you want to wait till later? I don't know how long we got you for right now.
Yeah, I'm like at a family thing. Like I'm outside. This isn't a background or anything. I'm
Wait till later?
literally out. Yeah, like I'm literally outside right now. I got family inside and stuff. But I was like, you know what? Manny's on. He invited me. I need to make an appearance.
Awesome.
So I'm good for like 5-10 minutes here. We want to talk about like random stuff, and then before I leave, I'll just sign off with what I want everyone to know about what's going on with me and my situation.
Yeah, we do have an announcement coming from Victor, but we'll do that a little bit later. And he's so gracious to do that here on this program. He's got some news. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to
getting
spill
married.
the beans. I'm not going to spill the beans because they're his beans, and I'll let him spill it. He can spill it himself later. So,
Yeah.
I don't know where to begin. We've got 9 non-binary people in California getting money for no reason, for some reason, because they're non-binary and trans. We've got
Yeah, I caught that.
what else do we have? We've got
Let's start with the FBI and their more corruption from them.
oh, the
How about
FBI.
that?
What about Hunter Biden's laptop, right?
Oh, that's finally a thing now.
Oh yeah,
It's finally a thing now. But during the election, it wasn't a thing. It was all Russian propaganda. But it's a thing now.
Yeah, this is the thing. Let me switch video screens here. Can you guys hear that music right now?
No.
I cannot.
No music.
I cannot.
Okay.
I just hear birds out here.
All right, then let me reshare this the proper way.
Go.
And we got a video screen coming up, and we're gonna play a really short Hunter Biden video.
Is this when we're smoking crack?
No, this is actually a hearing. This is a hearing, right?
He's a fucking crackhead too, just like your little friend BT. Oh, Jerry Nadler, the shit or the shit pantser.
Here we go. We'll do a couple of minutes. Oh yeah, Jerry Nadler, Humpty Dumpty. Hang on.
So where is it?
Where's the laptop?
The laptop.
Motherfucker.
Sir, I'm not here to talk about the laptop.
We got sound, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You are the assistant director of FBI Cyber. I want to know where Hunter Biden's laptop is. Where is it?
Sir, I don't know that answer.
That is astonishing to me. Has FBI Cyber assessed whether or not Hunter Biden's laptop could be a point of vulnerability, allowing America's enemies to hurt our country?
Sir, the FBI cyber program is based off of what's codified in Title 18, or Title 18, Section 1030, a code which talks about computer intrusions, right? Using nefarious intent.
But you've talked about passwords here. I mean, Hunter Biden's password on his laptop was Hunter02. He drops it off at a repair store. I'm holding the receipt from Max Computer Repair, where in December 2019, they turned over this laptop to the FBI. And what now you're telling me right here is that as the assistant director of FBI Cyber, you don't know where this is after it was turned over to you 3 years ago.
Yes, sir, that's an accurate statement.
How are Americans supposed to trust that you can protect us from the next colonial pipeline if it seems that you can't locate a laptop that was given to you 3 years ago from the first family, potentially creating vulnerabilities for our country?
Sir, it's not in the purview of my investigative responsibilities.
But that is shocking that you wouldn't, as the assistant director of cyber, know whether or not there are international business deals, kickbacks, shakedowns
Oh yeah.
that are on this laptop that would make the first family suspect to some sort of compromise. Mr. Assistant Director.
And real quick, didn't they find this laptop finally the last week or something like that? A couple of weeks ago? Didn't it turn up somewhere finally?
They've submitted evidence.
I thought it was a rumor. I don't know if it was real or not.
They
probably gave it back to fucking Hunter and go, here, you lost this and during one of your crack explosions.
Well, they were able to pull evidence somehow off of the laptop, which they submitted the evidence to in the congressional hearings, which is where they're at right now. But if you watch the body language of the guy that's being pressed for information, you could tell he's lying.
Yeah, let's see. Here, let's keep going.
Have you assessed whether or not the first family is compromised as a result of the Hunter Biden laptop?
Sir, as a representative of the FBI cyber program, it is not in the realm of my responsibilities to deal with the questions that you're asking me.
Has anyone at FBI Cyber been asked to make assessments whether or not the laptop creates a point of vulnerability?
Sir, we have multiple lines of investigative responsibility in the FBI. They're all available on public source.
Well, I would think you'd know this one.
Textbook
I would think that if
responses.
the president's son
does
I was going to say
international
like
business
scripted,
deals,
like
referencing
what
the
he
now
was told to say.
president, the Chinese with Ukrainians. I mean, have you assessed whether or not the Hunter Biden laptop gives Russia the ability to harm our country?
Sir, again, we can do this back and forth for the next couple of minutes. I don't have any information.
Don't you mean the next couple of fucking years?
Right.
Should you? I mean, you're the assistant director of FBI Cyber.
By the block and line chart, no, sir, I should not.
Who should we put in that chair to ask questions about this laptop that FBI has had for 3 years?
Sir, I'm not.
I don't know.
I'm
That's
not in a
above my pay
position
grade.
to make a recommendation who should say.
So you don't have it. You don't know who has it. You don't know where it is. You're the assistant director. You know, earlier you talked about whether or not you were the Grant Hill or the Christian Leitner. It sounds like you're the Chris Webber trying to call a timeout when you don't have one.
Ignorance is bliss.
So, I mean, who is it? Do you even know who has it? We should put in that chair to ask these questions to?
No, sir, I don't know who has it.
See, more ignorance.
Well,
I don't
He's
know.
lying.
I don't know.
You're going to have to give us briefings.
Yeah.
Thanks to Mr. Lou and Mr. Massey's question about whether or not the FBI was taking a $5 million test drive on the Pegasus system.
Oh, I
that was
wouldn't know
being used
anything
to
about
target
that.
People in politics, people in government, people in the media, people in American life. So will you commit to give us a briefing as the assistant director of FBI Cyber as to where the laptop is, whether or not it's a point of vulnerability, whether or not the American people should wonder whether or not the first family is compromised?
Sir, I'd be happy to take your request back to our office.
Mm-hmm. Bet
Gosh,
you would.
I mean, will you advocate for that briefing? As in, you will?
I will be happy to take your request back to.
That's no. That's a no.
Yeah.
No, that's not an answer
Do you
though.
believe that that is a
Right.
briefing that the
Nadia.
Congress is worthy of having, I guess?
Sir, I'm not going to answer that question. I'm here to talk. The
Is that
invitation,
time
sir,
out?
the invitation says oversight of the FBI's cyber division. It does not say anything.
Well,
about
right,
the
but I mean,
contract.
this is a cyber asset. This is a
not a
Yeah, that's
point of
the one thing about
vulnerability.
these
If there
fucking
are passwords, if there are business
testimonies
deals,
and
if there
and
are
Q&As
references to
that the
things that
fucking
could
House
harm our
puts
country,
on.
like, you can't
They
even sit here
answer
right
or
now
they
say that
ask and
you
ask
know
and
that
ask, and
there's
the
not a
answers
point
are
of
always like
vulnerability. Maybe
pretty
there are
much a
other
fuck
crimes,
you.
maybe
We
there
don't
are
know.
tax
We're not going to
issues or
tell you.
whatever,
It's not your
but
fucking
as it
business type
relates to
situation.
our, I mean,
And all they do is
Yeah,
waste
we're not able to disclose
time
at this
and
time.
fucking money on a bunch of bullshit.
you don't even know if they're compromised.
Fucking
Tell you what,
Democrats.
Yeah. It's
Oh, that's pretty.
oh, nice image there.
Nice. Do you guys know anything about that Pegasus system? Because I actually looked into that. The FBI ran a test run on that, like he was talking about, and they went as far as, well, they wanted to use it to spy on politicians and citizens of the United States, but they wanted to make it where it couldn't be tracked back to them. So they wanted to spy, but they didn't want to know that you were being spied on by them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted it to just be a one-way form of information.
Right. I mean, you think about all the scandals that the FBI has been in and how corrupt they are. And Gates hit it right on the head. How's anybody supposed to trust the FBI?
Well, the whole this whole government has given nothing but everybody a huge like excuse. They can vote. Oh, well, I'm a Democrat. I should be able to get away with it, just like all the Democrats in the government.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the Joe Biden defense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as Nancy Pelosi put it best, well, during the whole rape thing in Pennsylvania, well, we shouldn't prosecute Joe Biden because, well, he's Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, what the fuck's that mean? You're a fucking Democrat. You change the laws to protect your own fucking ass.
It was funny,
Right.
Nadia put that comment that at one point, remember when those buildings collapsed in Miami, that condo complex collapsed?
Yeah.
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 I remember hearing that, oh, the laptop was in there, so it's got to be destroyed, I'm sure. So let's just not talk about it no more.
Yeah, so we just closed the case. Never talk
Right?
about the laptop again. It
Yeah.
got crushed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well, I'm sure it was crushed through some kind of machinery.
Well, let's
That's
be
why
honest.
they don't know where it is.
If you're the FBI, you don't lose a computer. You don't lose a laptop.
It
Yeah.
was stolen from them. They
So
walked out the front door.
I mean, we're talking about the FBI that labeled parents throughout the United States as domestic terrorists. So,
yeah.
I mean, they actually put them on a list as domestic terrorists. So,
That's
I mean,
freaking hilarious. What else do we got on tap? We've got, we wanted to jump in a totally different direction. We're talking about what can we do about parents, first of all. Let's start with this angle. Parents who are trying to give their own kids, what are they called? Puberty blockers.
Oh,
mhm.
yeah.
Trying to change their gender or have
Mhm.
them push them in a certain way, even before they even get to that. I mean, what the hell is going on with people now? What?
So mom and dad wanted a little girl and got a little boy instead. So at the age of 6, we're going to start blocking his testicles from producing testosterone. So when he becomes 13 years old, we can get his dick cut off and turned into a vagina. And then we have our little girl.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to force something that's really not. And
Yeah, and I've said before, like I'm okay if someone wants to change their identity and stuff like that. Cool, but it has to be the kid's choice, and I feel they should be at least 18, or maybe even a little bit older, because I made stupid
I
decisions
think
at
it should be
18, and
more
I would
along the range of like
hate to go that
25
far.
to 30 years old.
Yeah, like
some people-
around
yeah.
there.
Some
Because I
people
mean,
just don't
18, I
know.
wanted to probably get like a stupid tattoo, and I would have probably regretted it. Like you can't make that kind of life-changing decision at that age.
No, I mean, at what a lot of little boys at that young, I mean, real young, even I'm talking 4 years old or 2 and up, they put on mom's heels for whatever reason, but it wasn't because they thought they were a girl. They just put them on because mom put them on, and
Yeah.
or they want to play with a doll, not because it's a girly thing, but it's just another toy. And you know what? And they grow out of it. Then they discover a truck, or they discover Legos, or whatever the hell happens. But it doesn't mean you just, oh, he's playing with a doll. All right, puberty blockers, please. And it's just so wrong. Do you think it's like? Do you consider that a form of child abuse?
Oh, absolutely.
Would you consider
Yeah.
that child abuse?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because you're messing with
Yeah.
them on a mental level and a chemical level for your own selfish gain. It's not like they're saying like, "Hey, put me on this."
Yeah.
You're as a parent saying, "You know what? I think we should do this. Here, take these. You're a girl now."
It's
Well,
almost
even
like
that one little, I think it was a little boy, almost positive it was a little boy. They wrote a children's book about it. And this was brought out maybe 3 years ago, I think. Little boy wanted to be a little girl, and I think it had a mom and a mom. So they actually started hormone therapy for this little boy when he was 8, I think. I can't remember the name of the book, but they actually wrote a children's book about it, and I want to say they're from Canada.
I think it was a book that was brought up because they were reading the story. Like it was like story time, and they were reading that book.
In someplace in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Manny,
Well, I know
could you
there's a
pull
case
that?
where a mother was giving, it was a mother who wanted a daughter, had a son, so she started, changing him, going through the transformation, and he was like maybe 8, 9, but he never said, "Oh, I want to be a girl." He just did it because, "Oh, my mom's telling me to do this, so I'm gonna wear this dress. My mom's telling me to do this, I'm gonna wear this wig." And it caused like so much tension between the husband and wife because the husband said like he's a boy, like he wants to go out and play with this. He doesn't want these toys you're buying him, but the mom was pushing it so much on him. I need to remember. I need to see where that is, but I know that's like something recent. Like, I think it's still happening or it's still in the news.
Yeah,
Hey, Manny, do you have that article with that school nurse in Connecticut?
Yep. I was about to pull it up. I got it right here.
She was given an 11-year-old student puberty blockers without, didn't even talk to the parents about it. She was doing it
A
at the
school
school.
nurse giving a kid medication without the parents even knowing it.
Yeah.
Puberty blockers at that.
Yep.
I mean, if it was Tylenol or whatever, it's one thing, right? But come on. Yeah, let me pull that up real quick. It's like disgusting what goes on at school that you guys don't know about, that people don't know about. And it's happening a whole lot. There it is. School nurses suspended after revealing child on puberty blockers, others identifying as non-binary without the parents' knowledge. And this is in Connecticut. And this kind of crap is going on all over the place right now. And you know, they're trying to keep from the parents what the kids are, what the agenda, the school, what do you call it? The curriculum is, right? They don't want the parents involved at all. They don't want the parents involved at all. They just want, no, we're going to teach them what we're teaching them. You don't need to know what that is. And then they try to tell the kids, don't tell your parents what you're seeing here in school, what you're learning.
It's indoctrination. It's we talk about this all the time. I mean,
brainwashing.
it's yeah. I mean,
And
what
this
was
is
that? It was an 11-year-old girl, correct? Wasn't an 11-year-old
yeah,
girl that was on puberty blockers that
yeah.
she had on?
I was going to read this thing. The nurse was 77 years old. First of all, so to me
Yeah.
that breaks my heart because you think she'd be like old school, like no puberty. What what? When did she get like this in the first place?
Right.
Well,
She
we
was
could
just
chalk that up to her being senile too.
suspended from
Yeah.
Hartford Public Schools after she posted a comment on Facebook. Let's see. Catterford's comments were labeled transphobic after she posted to a local mothers group when someone asked her for local recommendations, saying parents should investigate school system curriculum. It's very socially liberal. So, yeah, as a public nurse, I have an 11-year-old female student on puberty blockers. This is what she put on Facebook. I have an 11-year-old female student on puberty blockers and a dozen identifying as non-binary, all but 2 keeping this as a secret from their parents with the help of teachers. She said this crap right here. Right here. Let me blow this up. Maybe it is. There it is. As a public school nurse, I have an 11-year-old female student on puberty blockers. I mean, she put this on Facebook like, oh, and nobody's going to report me or rat me out. I mean, glad somebody did. But what the hell's going on with people now, man? What's going on? I don't, I ask this a lot during the week. Like, what the hell's going on with people now?
I mean, these people act like this is normal. This is not normal. And, I was talking to someone the other day about the whole gender identity thing. And, I think you could chalk it down to 2 things. 1, mental health. And 2, the next thing would be to me, just for attention. I mean, if you look at the studies that are done, the average age is 6 for girls and 7 for boys, where that idea of being, identifying as a different sex starts at that age.
Mhm.
And like, why don't we get these people some help instead of just the mom or the dad saying, oh, okay, honey, if you think you're a girl, then I'll do whatever to help you achieve that. Like Bam said, I mean, is it a case of where somebody has a son that they didn't want a son and they wanted a daughter? Like, I mean, or like, what is it? Because to me, I mean, it is child abuse.
Well, first off, if everybody knows that when a woman, and I'm going to say it's a woman that gets pregnant, because only a woman can get pregnant. A guy can't get pregnant, so only a woman can get pregnant. Everybody knows that the sex of this baby is decided by the man, and usually around, I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing probably about the 4th month. That's when the sex organs start developing, somewhere in that area, I would think. Like I said, I don't know. I'm clueless on that. And then you don't know what sex you're having until 1, either a doctor does like a scan and tells you, or 2, it comes out, and then wow, it's a surprise. That's the way it's supposed to be. If you do not want to go through that anticipation of finding out and uncertainty that you're not going to have the sex that you want, go fucking adopt. That way you get exactly what you fucking want.
Yep.
Yeah, basically that's the bottom line right there. And the other thing that I posted this week, if I can find it here also, this was out of Austin. You hear about what happened in Austin?
Mm-mm.
So
I vaguely have a recollection about Austin.
The Austin
yes, I
school
remember that.
They decided to have a pride parade in the school in the hallways, and again without telling the parents, and they made these kids walk around with the pride flag and all that. It all started with his anyway.
They
the
do
whole
this.
article's there.
They do this often at schools.
And those,
they did this at some of our local schools here. My daughter came home from school one day and she was like, they had Pride Day today. I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean? She's like, they were handing out LGBTQ flags and pins, and they wanted us to wear them and stuff. I was like, what? Like you said, man, they don't even tell the parents. They just do it.
Yeah, and I think that's a humongous problem right now for what's happening what you know, so much is being done without. It's like what is it with hiding crap from parents? When I was growing up, I mean, no matter what happened at school, the parents got a phone call. I mean, no matter
Yeah.
what little Johnny did or didn't do, there was a phone call. But now it's
Mhm.
like they're trying to hide every freaking thing. I think you're right when it, you know, indoctrination or brainwashing or whatever, you know, put these thoughts in their head. And you know, for those, some of you people know, all you guys know how my stance is. Got nothing. I'm not transphobic or homophobic or none of that.
Bullshit, you are too. Remember that time I tried hucking you and you pushed me across the fucking room?
Oh, you grabbed my ass. That's why, you know. No, Bam knows this better than anybody. This guy, and I grew up in that neighborhood in Chicago. I got nothing. You want to live your life the way you want? I could care less. But when you're talking about kids, I mean, little kids, and it's not even about the parade. It's just about doing stuff without their knowledge, without, you know, what happened to sending that note to home with the kids? Oh, tomorrow we're going to have a parade, or tomorrow we're going to do this, or tomorrow we're going to learn about, or we're going to watch a film about this or whatever. And it's like now they just want to keep everything from the parents. And that only emphasized that shows me that, yeah, they are trying to be shady. I don't know, unless there's another reason for it.
If you look at the school setting, right? So we'll use this as an example just because you have that up. So, and I don't know if you heard Chris's interview the other day, but we've all kind of felt the same way. So in a school setting, you have a biological, we'll just use that as an example. You have a biological boy that now is in a school identifying as a girl. Okay. So guess where he's using the bathroom? He's using a bathroom with girls, biological girls. Guess what locker room he's using? He's using the biological girls' locker room.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So this is there's two parts to this. One is who's protecting the boy that's identifying as a girl? Who's protecting him or her? You know what I mean? And then who's protecting the girls? Like, you got to keep both of them safe. I mean, you're subjecting this transgender or well, not technically a transgender, but this boy that's identifying as a girl, right? You're subjecting him to some sort of bullying or abuse, right?
Yep.
And then, but then on the other side of it, you know, we don't have to look very, very far to where Virginia, where that boy went into a bathroom and raped a girl.
Yep.
So they both need protected. So how do we do that? How do we protect both? Because it needs to happen, and it's not just in Pennsylvania. It's happening everywhere where these kids are identifying as a different sex, but they're sharing the bathroom of the sex that they identify as, and I think that's very, very dangerous. It's very dangerous.
I completely agree, and my personal stance is until you have a vagina, you're using the boys or the men's locker rooms, bathrooms, whatever. Until you have a penis, you're over there using the female locker rooms and bathrooms. Until you have the sex of the gender you're using the bathroom, you're not allowed in there.
Yeah, and it gets to a point, like you're going to watch this little video clip right now. It's the parent who wants to make that change. The kid knows fucking nothing. The kid knows nothing at all. Here, check this out. Let's watch a little bit of this.
I would so sue the shit out of my fucking parents if they did this to me.
Check this out.
If you're a boy or a girl?
She asked him, do you want to say if you're a boy or a girl?
Okay. Phoenix would like you to know that she's a girl and she prefers she and her pronouns.
I've done too much in this world. It's ruined my life.
This is a video from Blair White. I posted, I think I posted this earlier today or yesterday.
Hey guys, welcome back to my main channel. So I'm definitely feeling very under the weather today. So if my voice does.
Troy, have you seen any of videos from Blair White?
No, I have not.
She's a trans woman, and
on HBO. Now this movie.
She's a normal trans person. She doesn't believe. She knows she's a biological male. She knows when she dies and they dig up her bones in 100 years, they're going to find female DNA. And a lot of the trans people hate her because of, you know, she knows it's biology.
one of the worst. And then it
Let's
chronicles
see.
also
Let me go up a
a
little bit.
teenage trans girl named Lena. And I want to start off by saying that not every.
Let me move up a little bit.
And it's just gonna make my life worse. A couple years ago, you wanted people to know.
Tell me that little boy. That's a boy. Tell me he doesn't have problems. Look what he's doing with paper. Isn't that some kind of I don't want to call it a tick, but something that when you're disturbed and you start ripping stuff, or it's like cutting, or isn't that a psychological thing?
Yeah,
Like HD, like a depressive order, or
Yes,
like
yes.
yeah.
Now, the mom was a really shady character in my opinion.
He seemed
because even
anxious, that
after
boy.
This young child is expressing, you are ruining my life by putting me out there so much. You know, I don't want to be this person. The mother still takes her to events after that scene and is still doing stuff in the public and doing exactly what this child said she doesn't want to do. It was very apparent to me that the mother has made her child being transgender her entire life, her entire business. The mom makes a living off of it, and it is basically the mom's. It's the mom's whole thing. She has monetized her child being transgender, which honestly, you know, I'm probably going to get heat for this, but it was very questionable to me if Avery really felt trans, because there were really no scenes in the movie where Avery was speaking for herself and describing the experience of being trans. Throughout the movie, Avery talks about just wanting to be normal. Doesn't mean that she's not going to be transgender later on as well, but it was very interesting because in the movie, the mom was like, oh yeah, she's a tomboy. She likes boy things. If you think that's weird, well, why do you think tomboys are weird? And tomboys aren't weird, but it is a hallmark, not a deciding factor of a transgender child, that when they're young, they like playing with girl stuff. And short of this mom dyeing the kid's hair pink and dressing her in all pink, which seems very forced to overcompensate for the fact that she likes doing all boy things, it just came across as weird to me. That was my honest opinion from the film. In my notes, I wrote, struck me as a business venture, Avery being trans. I wrote the word suspicious. I wrote, Avery seems unhappy doing book.
I'm going to skip to the next little
who would
kid.
claim their identity publicly as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or questioning, intersex, pansexual, asexual, or any category that I've left out.
Jeez.
You're a little shy. Do you want to tell everyone if you're a boy or a girl?
Okay. Phoenix would like you to know that she's a girl and she prefers.
I just heard it say I'm a boy.
If that was not one of the most disturbing clips. So very constant theme of these mothers speaking for the
Man, how
child.
messed up is
In the
that?
case of Avery
And this stuff is.
I heard the moms talking about them being
Is okay. So is this for attention? Not her, but with the mother with the little boy. I mean, it's clearly for attention, right?
Dude, that's like a real event that was going on that they were at. I'm trying to see what else.
That's that's disturbing.
Well, this bitch here is off her fucking rocker.
Yeah, but the mother
because,
putting
I
their...
mean, when they dig her up 100 years from now and test the DNA in her bones, it's going to be 100% fucking dude. It's not going to be female at all.
You mean this one?
She's not
Blair
going to have
right
the
here?
hip structure of a fucking female or anything. She's going to be 100% dude DNA in her bones.
You're talking about this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but she knows that, and that's what she talks about. That's why the trans community doesn't like her, because she knows.
I thought you said that she knows that her DNA was going to be female. I thought that's.
Oh
what you said.
no, she knows
okay.
that they're going to dig her up and that she's going to be a biological male. She totally knows that, and she's not even going to have the snip surgery. She doesn't want to do that at all.
Oh, so she's just going to be pretty much transvestite all her fucking life.
Well, call it whatever you want, but she is. She's. I want to say she's one of the good normal people.
Well,
She is what she is. She's had the gender dysphoria and all that. Yeah, she is who she is now. But she talks just like us normal people about what the hell's going on with these parents and the kids. Man, it's like, ugh.
Well,
hard to
not
explain.
All that normal. That's one right there using female bathrooms and still has a dick.
But yeah, we can get into that too. And then you're talking about the other, so we can jump from here to Leah Thomas, the swimmer at Penn State University. And now that the competitions are over, now you're getting female teammates and from other universities stepping forward. They're like, yeah, we don't agree with that.
Well, and they shouldn't.
Yeah, and they never should have. You know, it never should have got this far.
No.
Well,
I don't think it should be allowed.
You can blame the fucking Democrats.
Yeah. It shouldn't be allowed. But
and how and why, you know, I don't understand. I don't know that it's a necessarily a Democrat thing or if it's a hardcore liberal radical.
Well, I'm not sure either, but it kind of, if I remember correctly, it kind of started in the House of Representatives with my best friend Nancy going, we don't call a mother anymore, we call them a person. We call our father a person. There is no grandmothers or grandfathers. They're people. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I don't care if I what the fuck's the word? God, I just had it a minute ago. Offend. I don't care if I offend this tiny little handful of 1 million people that don't identify with a fucking sex. I'm sorry, you're fucking offended me because you don't want me to call my mother a mother. You don't want me to call my grandfather a father or my friend sir or my boss, yes sir, no sir, because he's a man and has a dick between his legs. You're fucking offending me.
It's getting so ridiculous. Yeah, now where they don't even want to call females anymore. They want to call them, what do they call them? Birthers or people that give birth.
And you can't call a pregnant woman they're pregnant people. Okay, yeah, a group of pregnant women are pregnant people because there's a gaggle of them, so to speak.
And remember that video of the Dr. Phil when he had those trans people on and he was arguing with a conservative gentleman, and she kept saying womanhood is like, it's like, you know what? Womanhood is for women only. It's for females only.
I agree.
Womanhood, it's not even a thing, but it's a thing for women, for females only. It's not a toy. It's not a thing you can just dress up and you want to play woman for a day and then, you know,
right.
You know, they have that luxury where they can take off the woman masquerade and just be a guy and not deal with the real women, the real problems that real women deal with.
Yeah, like their 30-day cycle,
biologically,
and their breasts hurting every 30 days, and they get like in a really bad fucking mood because chocolate just doesn't do it for you anymore. You know, I'm sorry. Go shove a broom handle up your ass and pretend that's your fucking tampon. Then come back and talk to me.
Bam has spoken, but yeah, you know, you can't. You're not. Only women get to.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Hey, I was going to say, I sent you that video on Abigail Schreier, and she actually has a book, a really good best-selling book out. I emailed her a while ago. We had one small conversation, and then that was kind of like died there. But I don't know if you can pull that video up, but just because she's actually really, really good. I actually follow her on Twitter, and she's really against this transgender movement. But she actually has a degree in you know, has a background in, you know, sociology, psychology, psychiatric. But just real quick, so a couple months ago, I read read a study on this, and so at the age of 7, 73% of women, transgender women, at the age of 7, 78% is men. Their first experience where they feel that is between the ages of 4.5 and 6.5. And for little boys, it's between 5 and 6.5. Then the other part of the study was, you know, it came to the emotional part of it, right? So they broke it down to 3 things, and this is the conclusion of what they came up with. High rate of depression. This is the actual study, like speaking with these individuals one-on-one. High rate of depression, self-harm, and feelings of hopelessness. Okay.
Yeah.
Then they said that they had attention problems. The majority of these individuals had attention problems. They said that 90 cases so the study that they did, 90 cases had at least one psychiatric diagnosis. 75% was ADHD. The other 25% was depressive disorder, and 47% of those came from broken homes. So the reality is it's a mental health illness, and I feel like if you can get these people the right help, you're going to have the people that want attention, and that they're just going to do it for attention. You know what I mean?
I agree they need help, but seriously, is there that much couch time in the fucking world to help some of these motherfuckers?
But I know what you're saying, and you're right about the age too. You said that you had mentioned something about late 20s. So they said that women start at the age of 27 is when they start about their transformation, and men were 23. Men were the age of 23. The average.
I still think 23 is a little too young. I think it needs to be a little later in life, because even in 23, you're so immature that you can't make those life-altering decisions.
Yeah, and especially, I'll say it, men don't mature sometimes until their friggin' 30s, even,
or even later, 30, 35.
That's not a secret. But at least it's not 8 and 10 years old when you're saying, oh, he's got female tendencies, so let's just block his pubes right now.
Right.
I mean, I've gotten tattoos in my early 20s and even in my late 20s. Today, I wish I would never have gotten.
And, and the other thing with that, even though they're older, there are a lot of people now, who've had the surgery. They've snipped their privates, and women who have cut off their breasts because they had identified as men. There's a larger percentage of them coming out that they regret doing that because it's too late now. So now the women who have cut off their breasts, and now they want to go back to that they feel like a woman, their true identity. Now they have to get implants. But for the guy who gets snipped, sorry, bro, there's no implant that you can get. It's gone. It's like permanent.
And I'm going to share something that you don't know and that I've never shared with anybody or told anybody in my life.
You got to put on my seatbelt? Hang on.
Yeah, put on your seatbelt, motherfucker, because I'm taking you for a roller coaster ride.
All right.
So back in the day when I did female impersonation, you've seen the pictures. Well, also in that time frame, I was hanging out with a bunch of hormone queens.
Hormone queens.
Yeah. So I decided, oh, hey, if I did hormones with these queens, I'd get bigger boobs and I'd look better when I did drag and when I was performing and shit. So I did do them. And as my breasts started to grow, oh my God, the pain, unfucking believable. I mean, the nipples were just like so tender and so, I mean, sex was painful if you touched the nipples. It's like, don't touch them. Don't. But, and then later on, after I quit the hormones, everything did shrink a little bit, but my nipples are still extremely tender. I guess it was just part of the process.
How long were you on those hormones?
I did hormones for probably 3.5 years.
Oh, damn, a long time. I think that's a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. And I did it the correct way. Everybody else was getting their hormones from Mexico. And I'm like, I don't want fucking Mexican hormones. I mean, granted, that might be the same fucking thing. I don't know. But, when you're buying on the black market, you don't know what you're fucking getting.
I don't know, man. You told me you like Mexican food lately. So, I don't know.
So I went to my doctor and said, hey, I want hormones. So he ordered me hormones and needles and everything. And, he gave them to me without even, going to say, hey, are you sure? Maybe we should send you to shrink first. We skipped all that process.
So there was no psychological go talk to a shrink for 8 months or 6 months?
No, and this was back in the early 90s. So.
Wow.
So besides the sensitive nipples, is that a lasting effect? The only lasting effect from that, or?
Well, they're no longer sensitive now, but I mean, because when I was in South Dakota, I had my boobs removed.
Yeah.
And that was probably part of the hormones, but a lot of it was from the weight loss that I had. Now that I've blown up to the size of a fucking blimp again.
How are you doing with your health? How is your health? Last time, a lot of people don't know. You were struggling for a while. You got diagnosed as diabetic finally, right?
Yeah.
And then you started with the regimen. And how are you doing with everything?
Well, I think I'm doing okay. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I forget to take my nighttime pills.
Yeah.
Because I got to take that metformin twice a day. But very rarely do I forget my injection. There's been a couple of times I forget my insulin. But I keep that Trulicity one every Monday morning. I don't look forward to Mondays because I get 2 shots.
Mm. Oh,
One in the ass and one in a leg or a stomach.
That's right. Trulicity is the one you do once a week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that one in the ass, and let me tell you, that's a fucking treat to reach around to.
No, you don't have anybody to do that for you, huh? You
No. And sometimes I don't feel it all, and I wonder if the needle actually went in. And other times it's like, God, my ass is sore for like an hour or so. It's like, oh, I hit a fucking nerve that time.
So it's not like my mom used to do it, but in her belly. She used to put them in her belly. Is that not recommended for that shot or what?
Well, they want the Trulicity in an area where it doesn't absorb as quickly. And that would be like your thighs or your butt. And it's like I move my insulin around to left side of the stomach, right side of the stomach, right thigh, left thigh. So I move it around there. And it's like, when I just start doing the Trulicity, then I lose count of where the hell I put it. So it's like just that right in the ass. At least I know where that one goes every day or every Monday.
Dang. So overall, was there any weight loss when you first started all that stuff? Remember you were talking about...
I think I lost 10 pounds.
Oh, okay. And your diet, how's your diet doing now?
Now you eat whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. What's your sugar like? You check your glucose every morning?
No, I check it 3 times a week.
Man, what are you at roughly?
I range anywhere from 101 to 105.
Oh, that's good. That's very good.
I mean, it's normal sugar.
Yeah.
But when I wake up in the morning and I go piss, it's like there's that aroma of sweet urine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably because I drank a little too much alcohol the night before.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it for sure. Yes, diabetic problems, everybody.
Yes.
Troy, you're not diabetic. You're the opposite of us. I'm type 2 diabetic, but that's very under control. And I've been losing some weight, and I'm trying to ditch some of these meds. I hope by June or July I'll be able to ditch almost everything. Troy, I see you're always at the gym working out.
Yeah, I try. I know people that have diabetes, and it's man, I give everybody that has that a lot of credit because that's a dangerous disease.
No, it's a pain in the ass.
I mean,
literally.
I mean, I know someone that lost their leg over it, and yeah, it's
So
I mean, thank God.
What a lot of people don't know about diabetes is that it's avoidable. Well, at least the type 2 is avoidable. And, you don't get diabetes from eating sugar or eating sweet things. You don't. You get diabetes from eating saturated fat. That's how you get diabetes. Once you get the diabetes, well, now you're screwed with the sugar. Now you have to watch all your sugar intake and all that stuff. So if you want to keep your young people, your kids healthy, and if they're pre-diabetic, cut all of the saturated fat foods. Quit frying their foods. Anything that's got saturated fat. All you got to look is read the label, and you'll see saturated fat, and that's what you want to get rid of right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want to get rid of, and that is how you'll keep diabetes away. And my doctor told me once. This was years ago, and I didn't get it. I know he meant drink more water, but I told him, can I still drink Coke, or Diet Coke? And he said, only drink clear liquids. And then later I found out he meant drink more water. If you're going to drink 1 can of Coke, you should wash it down with two bottles of water.
Well, wait a minute.
Really
Only
simple.
clear liquids. Well, Sprite is a clear liquid.
Yeah, I doubt. I don't know. I don't know. I took it as just drink water and that's it.
7-Up's a clear liquid.
7-Up is good
Fuck,
too.
Kiro Syrup's a clear liquid.
Do you drink? Oh, let me ask you this, Choro, you too. Do you guys drink energy drinks?
No.
No.
You don't do Monster or what's the other one? The Red Bull, any of that stuff?
No. Nope.
Good, because that stuff is bad for you. I mean, some have more than others. Digital Dimwit, Victor, he was drinking one that had the same amount as a cup of coffee, so that's not bad. But there was another one, I think it's Monster, that had double of a cup of coffee. It had like 200 milligrams of caffeine in it. And
I do
now,
like
and you
the
multiply
5-hour little shots of energy. Like,
oh yeah, those are 200 milligrams also, each one. And some people drink 2 and 3 and 4 of those a day. I mean, they're almost at 1,000 milligrams of caffeine every single day. And that's bad for your heart. Caffeine's bad for your heart.
I was at GNC one day and I was looking at this is what they call pre-workout. So it's like a stimulant.
Yeah.
The one I looked at, it had 630 milligrams of caffeine in it and 2 scoops.
Fuck.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, oh, and I said to the guy, I was like, people really buy this stuff and use it? And he's like, yeah. I'm like I could see someone having a heart attack in the gym. I mean, for real.
Oh yeah, tequila and Everclear. Yeah, those are clear liquids. So theoretically, that's what the doctor ordered. Weight loss is hard. It's a daily struggle. It is.
I just glanced at that and I thought it said doggy style.
Daily struggle. Bam. Such a dirty mind. Man, I used to drink Monsters. The serving size on each label is 2. So in reality, you're supposed to drink half a can at a time. Yeah, I know, right? You're right. So why don't they just sell a half a can of Monster instead of the whole can if it's one serving?
Seriously, because you sell that half a can. If a full can of Monster is $3, you can sell that half can for $2, and they're making even more money.
Yeah,
wow.
That true. I used to do insulin twice a day for 3 months during my first pregnancy. That's rough. Yeah, Bam, you're crazy. Dirty mind, you dirty Bam. So saturated fat. If you want to prevent diabetes, stop the saturated fat. Quit feeding your kids hot dogs, processed foods a lot, basically too.
What about carbs?
Carbs aren't so bad
Load
at all.
up on those fucking carbs. Eat all the pasta you want.
Yeah,
and
carbs
potatoes.
aren't bad. Carbs aren't bad. It's saturated fat that's bad.
Stay away from the bread, though.
Butter, bread and butter. I mean, people put butter on everything. I mean, clarified
It's
butter.
Like Paula Deen, butter makes everything better, baby.
It does, but it's so bad for you. It's so bad for you.
Let me ask you a question. Have you guys seen so you have a doctor, but have you guys seen because I've seen where people have seen dietitians that have diabetes. Have you guys seen a dietitian before?
Yeah,
what do they say?
I got a nutritionist.
Okay.
Who tells me they gave me this big old chart. What to eat? Okay, so you know how much rice you're supposed to eat at a serving?
There ain't no maggots on my plate, baby.
Well, Bam don't like rice, so that's a good thing. You're supposed to eat like this much rice. Not even a half a cup.
Not even. Okay.
It's like a quarter cup of rice. That's all you're supposed to eat.
They don't do.
Really?
You're an asshole. Nobody
potatoes. It says how many X number of ounces. I wish I could find that chart somewhere. I'll take a picture of it. So the other part of diabetes, your diet is serving portions. When I went to the doctor last time, my A1C went up to 11.
That's no bueno.
I changed my diet and I'm down to 5.9 or 6.1, something like that, 6.5. And he said, that's good. What'd you do different? I'll say, well, now instead of eating 2 chicken breasts, I have 1 chicken breast. And before I start to stuff my face and feel full, like at a buffet restaurant, you go back, you get a second and a third and a fourth plate, and then you get dessert. Well, I don't do that anymore. It's just portion control. If you can control your portions, that's going to reduce your issues very fast. Very fast. So quit eating. Go ahead.
That A1C, is that a liver read? Is that a liver reading? I've heard of that before.
Your A1C is your average glucose.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So a normal A1C, what is that, Bam? It's like under.
I think it's anything under. It's between 4 and 6.
Yeah, 4 is even on the low side.
Yeah,
2 on the low side. So you want to be around 5 and 6 to be normal. And if it's over that, then you're eating too much crap. Too much crap, and chances are you're just eating too much. You know, my doctor said, no, you can eat your burger. And it's like, okay. He goes, but don't. You know, they suggested eat only the bottom bun, not the top bun, when you get a hamburger. They also suggested don't eat any bread when you get a hamburger. Just eat the patty, you know. And I've been doing that lately, and I actually like it. Put some A1 sauce on it. It's pretty good. It's like a what do you call it? Like a burger steak, kind of.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, and you can do that, and really, really cut back on fried foods, French fries. I know here in Texas they fry everything. So just stop all that. You know, I used to eat chicken wings at least once a month. Now I'm lucky if I do it twice a year, something like that. And my cardiologist said, you eat the chicken wings, but don't eat the skin. And I'm like, oh, how do you not eat the skin if you're doing chicken wings?
That's the best part of the chicken wing.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And it's like, he said that's the bad part is the skin of a chicken wing, because that's what soaks up all the grease when you fry it. So
that makes sense.
Don't eat the skin. So instead, I decided to just not eat so many chicken wings. Now I'm lucky if I do it twice a year. So you got to change your diet. But after a while, my thing was I was hooked on Coca-Cola. Loved it, and I could drink it a lot. So I told him. So I asked him, "Do I got to stop drinking Coke?" And he goes, "Everything in moderation. You want to have a Coke, but only have one Coke. You know, don't have a 2-liter in the evening sitting with your pizza."
So normal A1C for a non-diabetic patient is less than 5.7%.
5.7, yeah.
Wow.
So I'm at like 6.9 is where I'm at, or 6.5. That's where I'm at right now. And if I keep it that way or lower by June or July, when my next visit is, they're going to dump the meds. It's
so
really
once you hit 6.4 on an A1C, you're considered a diabetic.
Yeah. So you portion control. I'll say it a million times. It's portion control. Don't eat. That's why buffets are so bad. Like Chinese buffets.
Oh yeah, stay away from them because they're so fucking good.
Old Country Buffet. What's that one called? The one that's the popular one? I can't remember.
Golden Corral.
Golden Corral. I mean, yeah, you might get your money's worth, but are you really? It's not good for you.
Last time I was at a Golden Corral, everything there was shit. I mean, I felt like I was eating nothing but shit. It tasted nasty.
Yeah, it's self-control and portion control are the hardest things. You want to eat your fries? Okay, have French fries. But guess what? Just have it one time a week. Not every single day. Breakfast with fries or lunch with fries and dinner with fries.
But just so you're aware, potatoes are good for you because they're a great source of potassium.
Yeah, but don't fry them. Bake them. Bake the potatoes. You know, use light sour cream and that kind of stuff. Or just don't have a lot of it.
Oh, a lot of butter, baby.
You know,
what about pizza? Where are you guys at on pizza? You allowed to have pizza?
Well, pizza's
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Pizza's a vegetable, so I say go ahead and eat pizza all you want.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
You know, now you're getting into something else, which is dairy. Dairy is not good for you at all either. Milk is not good for you.
No.
The body does not need milk.
I don't drink milk.
Yeah, don't.
Neither do I.
Little kids don't need milk. They need their breast milk from their mother. That's okay. But beyond that, you need milk to grow your bones. That's all a lie. That's all urban legend, myth, whatever you want to call it. Milk, cow's milk is meant for baby cows.
Yep, to put a whole lot of weight on an animal very fucking quick.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, a human is an animal, just the wrong type of animal for a cow's milk.
Humans are not meant, by default. Here, watch this. You ready? By default, human beings are lactose intolerant. How do you like them apples?
That's why I can only have lactate in my cereal.
Yeah, by default, humans are lactose intolerant. And African Americans are even more lactose intolerant. And Hispanics too. But the only, there's...
But yet you have cheese on fucking everything.
Cheese is the other problem. Cheese is so bad for you. It's not even funny.
You open up yourself for kidney stones there big time with that kind of stuff.
And I'm repeating this from the documentary I saw. A lot of you who've been here with me for a while. It's called What the Health.
He does like his documentaries.
What the Health. Watch that and you won't want to eat anything anymore at all, period. So much hormones. There are so many hormones that they put into chickens, that they put into milk. And it's in the milk because they're injecting the cows with over 125 different kind of vitamins and what do you call those? All those chemicals that they put in the cows. Over 125 different kinds of crap gets injected in there. And then they make the milk. And who drinks the milk? We all drink the milk. So guess what's getting into our bodies? And you wonder why young girls now, and kids and boys too, but girls are developing so much younger. Younger kids are now growing tall at a young age.
So after you watch this documentary that you'll never want to eat anything, then go and watch Sausage Party. And then you're definitely not going to want to eat anything.
Funny as hell, that movie. But yeah,
that movie.
And not even yogurt. There's a lot of things that are really not good. You know what's good is a plant-based diet.
Okay, you vegan motherfuckers. Just not in general, but you have doctors that tell their parents these kids don't need a vegan diet. They need protein. Get them off the veggies. Get them off that fake tofu or whatever the fuck that shit is. They need protein. They can't live on meat or those veggie things.
No, and humans are not carnivores. We don't have the teeth.
Bullshit.
It says we've got the teeth to chew on meat, but guess what? Meat was meant to be chewed raw by other animals, not by humans.
I eat that shit raw.
That's why we have to cook it. So
10 seconds on each side, I'm good.
It can be tender enough for humans to chew and eat. Shut up, man.
Seriously, I like my meat where it's still bleeding. You poke it with a knife and it goes moo.
And there's another
come on, baby.
There's another fun fact. When you cook your steak and it's on your plate and you see the red at the bottom of the plate.
That's blood.
That's not blood. It's actually a chemical within the meat, but it's not blood. So it's more like juice than blood.
Yeah, I know, because they shoot it up with something to make it keep that red appearance while it's at the grocery store, so it looks appetizing, because when your meat turns brown, nobody wants to eat it.
Oh, Linda, I know you're a cheese lover, and all my cheese heads out there. And I like cheese. I like a sharp cheddar. I like buffalo.
Are you a fan of the Munster cheese?
On my sandwich, buffalo mozzarella. It's so good.
Munster? Do you like the Munster?
But it's so bad. Cheese is so
I'm
horrible.
taking that as a no.
It's no difference than milk. Lettuce.
Lettuce
spinach,
do what?
lettuce, spinach, greens, just greens. And you're like, well, you're not gonna get
collard greens.
You're not gonna get strong, and my kid's not gonna get big and strong from eating freaking vegan. You know what a master vegan is? You know who eats a lot of green? Fucking gorillas. Look at a gorilla. Look how big he is. He don't eat
That
meat.
motherfucker eats 900 pounds of bananas a day. Don't tell me that motherfucker's eating salad.
He's eating leaves and stuff. Yes, he's eating a plant-based diet with the
That's a koala
occasional
bear.
with the occasional bananas thrown in there. But he doesn't eat meat, and look how freaking big he can tear your limbs apart. Think about it.
Nadia, you're not right.
He's eating something else besides plants.
Jesus life.
He's probably on steroids.
Breast milk is best. I would agree with that.
I beg to differ.
I would agree with that. Is that? But I haven't had it in coffee though. Is it good in coffee? I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Hi, Irma.
Irma, welcome, outsiders. Yep. Well, you need calcium. It doesn't have to come from milk. Correct. You can get calcium in a lot of places. I'm not about to tell you where because I can't remember. But I remember them saying. I remember them saying.
On some rocks. That'll give you some calcium.
Yeah. Stop. You know what? If you quit drinking milk and quit giving your kids milk, they're going to grow up differently. They're going to grow up much stronger and more healthier. Watch that documentary. Here, let me write it down here so you guys know what it is. It's totally worth it.
I know people that drink like 6-8 cups of milk a day. I don't know how they do it.
Same way some motherfuckers drink 13 pots of coffee a day.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. But you know what? It's all a marketing thing. Because remember back then, you got to drink 2 glasses of milk a day. You have to 2 glasses of milk a day or 3 or whatever. And that's all. It's a money making machine.
But when you're here, but when people tell you got to drink a gallon of water a day, they go, "Oh, you lying motherfucker."
Yeah, you can drink too much water. You can actually drown yourself if you drink too much water. Believe it or not. So you got to pace yourself, but definitely drink a lot of water. A gallon or 2 is not unreasonable.
I drink about a gallon a day.
You can flush good nutrients out of your body if you drink too much water.
If you drink too much, definitely.
Yeah, but if you think about it, your body's like what 94% water, and when you're sweating and working outside, and all you're doing is sweating, guess what? That's water you're losing. You need to put some water back in your ass.
They're actually right about lettuce. Lettuce is actually not good for you, by the way.
It's not.
And by the way, when you go to pick, like if you're gonna go buy head lettuce, you know how they're all wrapped up in that plastic, right? You got a heavy lettuce, and then you got one that's very light.
You want the light one?
Yes, the heavy one, full of water. That's all that is in water. You want to buy the lightest head of lettuce you can get. And then you can get green leaf lettuce. You can get romaine.
You really don't want iceberg lettuce because has absolutely no nutrition in it whatsoever. You want to go with like the romaine lettuce.
Iceberg is just like for hamburgers and stuff. It's like it looks nice, on a hamburger. And so you want spinach, you want collard greens, you want
collard. I love a good collard green.
You want all that stuff. Elizabeth, come on, stop with the cheese. Stop it. Just stop it.
Cheese is bad for you. It make you backed up. You can't poop for a month. And trust me, pooping is good. Pooping is good. You want to poop.
Especially the government cheese that some people have to eat.
God, you remember that
government cheese?
Oh, now
you remember that shit?
No,
oh my God,
yeah, it's bad.
That's the best tasting cheese in the world.
We would get a whole block. It was like this long, and it was like the size of a Kraft singles, right? But uncut, this long, and it was.
It came in the Velveeta things, but it was a little bigger than that.
It was quite breathtaking. I'd spent 3 hours in the bathroom a week in one sitting because I was so backed up.
Yeah, it was good cheese, and we would stand in line for a couple hours just to get a brick of that.
And the reality is, it's cheap to make. It's cheap to it's easy to make money on that, but it's bad for you. Anything dairy is bad for you. Anything dairy at all,
except ice cream.
Even ice cream.
Ice cream is good for you.
Even ice cream is bad for you, believe it or not.
Protein shakes are bad for you too.
There's nothing really good out there too much. But might as well just kill yourself. Just you can't eat anything. Just have a good lettuce. What's up, Victor?
Hey, I came on. I'm sorry I had to just get off real quick last time. I just want to give everyone proper goodbye and stuff like that. I didn't want to just disappear.
No, that's cool, man.
No, it's all good then.
No, we're just talking food, what not to eat. Basically, don't drink milk anymore.
Except ice cream.
Watch that documentary, everybody. What the Health? Go watch it right now. Right now. Oh, no, don't do it now. Do it tomorrow after you eat barbacoa in the morning. And then watch that documentary.
So, you guys remember the old saying, you are what you eat, you are what you watch, you are what you drink, whatever?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so for the past 3 days, I've been binge watching True Blood.
Okay.
True.
And
Okay.
I mean it's an amazing show on I think it's on HBO. It's on like HBO Max, I know. But it's, first of all, you know, there's not a damn thing wrong watching a bunch of half naked sexy men fornicate with whatever that moves. But
who doesn't watch that?
Yeah, right. But I've been dreaming nothing but vampires for the past 3 fucking days.
Oh, man. Bam is going to become a vampire now.
I'd be okay with that. You know, some hot, sexy little motherfucker wants to come suck on my neck. Suck away, bitch. Just start sucking on that motherfucker.
Oh, man, that's funny. Vic, what do you got going on, buddy? You want to make your little announcement now?
Yeah, because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on.
Okay, just as long as you're not pregnant.
I can't. I'm a man.
Okay, good.
Good
For
answer.
a minute there, I thought you were going to tell us you were going to be one of those pregnant people.
All right, Victor is joining us, and he's got something he wants to let everybody know. And I'm giving the floor to Vic. What's up? What's going on, buddy?
I appreciate it. Like I told you when I wanted to speak about this, I appreciate you letting me do this on your channel, on your platform. But I guess you could say like I'm kind of hanging up the microphone. I'm not gonna close my channel, but I'm putting, you know, the dimwit to rest. Maybe I'll come back, you know, create my platform again. I started my channel with trying to get 100, then 1,000, and then I ended up making money on it. I'm happy with it. I don't need it anymore. So I'm actually going to disappear for a little bit, aside from being a guest spot on Manny on the mic, because I love this. Like, I've enjoyed this more than my own creating content on my own channel. So I'm always happy when Manny invites me.
Oh,
But
man.
I'm going to disappear. I was offered a amazing position out of the valley, so I'm going to be dealing with that for the next couple of weeks. And
oh, you got a job elsewhere outside of down here in Texas?
It's going to be still in Texas, just not the valley, but hopefully I don't lose my valley status. And yeah, so, you know, doing away with my channel. Now I'm just going to be Victor, just Victor, like that's it. And hopefully on this new platform, I'm going to take you all on this adventure with me, because this is a life-changing moment for me. Like, big things are happening. I'm excited to like share that with anyone who's interested. I am going to do one final video on my Digital Dimwit channel that's going to explain the things I've been dealing with since October. I've been dealing with like a lot of bad things, horrible things that were unfair to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it put me in really dark places. So I'm going to do, you know, kind of part 1 on Digital Dimwit, and then I'm going to create like a whole other channel, or maybe just on Facebook, and that's where I'll put part 2 if anyone wants to hear like what's been happening all these months that led me to leaving the valley and starting fresh and creating a whole new life.
Oh, wow. Well, it sounds like, you know, this is a positive move, correct?
Yeah.
What you're
like,
jumping to, so yeah.
This is the kind of opportunity that I never thought I would ever have, just something that I would fantasize about. And I'm excited, I'm nervous, and I'm looking forward to what the future has for me as, you know, a creator also. And I mean, I already have all my cameras. I got like my 360 camera, my the one I strap on to. I have all my cameras like charged because I want to record footage. I want to, you know, edit some stuff and show you all like the trip, what I've been doing and stuff like that. It's just, I don't think I need to carry that old channel anymore. It's
Good for you.
Yeah, I feel like the drama tainted it, and it became something that I never wanted it to be, and I regret ever getting involved with all this drama. So I figured, you know, fresh start in life, fresh start with, you know, a channel and a platform.
Yep. Well, bummer, man. A lot of people are gonna be sad to see you go, but if this is a positive thing for you, bro, Godspeed. You know.
Yeah.
Glad you can make that good positive move.
Yeah,
absolutely. Good for you.
And there's nothing like starting fresh. I totally get that.
Yeah, I've never been one to chase views or chase, you know, numbers and stuff like that. It's not a numbers game to me. It's just fun, like just coming on here, talking with Manny, talking with everyone else here. Like, it's awesome. Like, this is the first time I'm on a live with Bam, and I wasn't on very long with him, but I enjoyed speaking, like, and hearing Bam talk and being part of that conversation.
I got to tell you something. Bam is unforgettable. You will never forget that little fucker right there. You'll never forget that little guy.
Yeah, and you know, to be honest with you, I haven't even been keeping track of my motherfuckers. So I don't think I've said it a whole lot today.
Man, you need to get like a counter, so every time he drops it, we just add one to there and count it at the end of the night. I think that'd be fun. Like at the beginning of every episode, just have everyone guess the number it's going to be and see who's the closest at the end.
I think that's a hell of an idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, Bam was, you know, at first he shocked a lot of people with his F-bombs here and there. And I thought, oh, man, people, you know what? We're going to have to go later because he's all that language. And then I started getting messages. When is Bam coming back? When are you going to bring him back? Is he coming on again? When is he coming back on? So dude, he's in demand. It's people love him. I love Bam. But
I don't sugarcoat anything. I just say what's on my mind.
Yeah, and sometimes people need that.
You got the right followers. That's why, Manny.
Right?
Sometimes people do need that, and the ones that don't want to hear it are the ones that actually need it.
Yeah.
And then you got the ones that need it but just refuse it.
So how soon is it all this happening? I mean, I know you made this is Saturday night. What does it look like for you the next few days?
This has actually been something that's been in motion since like first week of February.
Oh, okay.
And I've been flip-flopping, trying to decide if I'm going to accept this and do this big move or just stay here and, you know, where I'm comfortable. But I figure, like, take a risk. Like, I'm going to take a risk and see where it takes me. If I end up back in the valley, at least I could say that I tried.
Right.
Sometimes we need to leave our comfort zone and do other things.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And as a matter of fact, I'm leaving tomorrow morning.
Oh, dang. Okay, so when can everybody look for you on your, you gonna call it a final show or final for now?
I'll call it the death of the dimwit.
Oh, that's not
the
even
day
funny,
the dimwit
bro.
died.
No, it's gonna be a whole dramatic moment, like the what was that band that went out, those futuristic dudes that went out last year. I can't think of it. I'll think of it later. Well, they decided they decided to retire, and they came out with this dramatic.
Just retire.
Video.
Don't call it the death. Because
yeah,
then
don't
you
call
can
it
always
death.
resurrect the motherfucker like Cher does. I mean, how many last tours has she been on now? I mean, just retire for a little while and then occasionally bring him back.
Maybe I will bring it back. Because I mean, I love the DD, I love the Daredevil, and all that people have come to know me by. I think more people know me as DD than Victor. So I plan on doing my final one. It's something that I want scripted because there's a lot of things that happened and a lot of things I have to say. So I'll probably script it and do it next week, hopefully, if not a little bit later.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, a lot of people are going to be really shocked because without using any names or anything like that, there's a local business that really screwed me over, mentally abused me, and took me into like the darkest place I've ever been, and I didn't think I was ever going to see my way out of it. So,
dang. Okay.
Yeah. And this is an organization that a lot of people hold so highly and a lot of people love. And I have nothing against the organization. It's just things that I was told and the way I was spoken to about the people in charge of this organization. So we'll see.
Dang. Well, that's freaking intriguing right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. and maybe you'll tell me later when we talk in private.
Oh, definitely. I'll let you know. I'll give you a heads up of everything that happened. But
well,
when it was all happening, my wife said, she's like, if you ever like decide to like close your channel, or if you ever just want to like stop, you need to do this video first. Like, you need to speak about this. People need to know what's going on so they could see how this organization is from the inside. And when I told her last night, like, I think I'm gonna like stop making videos, I think I'm gonna close the channel and just like end it. And she's like, not until you do that video. So you need to do that video soon. I was like, all right, I'll work on it and I'll do that video. So I figure I'll do part 1 on Digital Dimwit, and then my new platform will have part 2 to see where I am now and what happened.
Were they coming after your channel?
No, it was nothing like that. It was just people didn't like me and what I had to say and my opinions, and it just turned into a huge thing of some casual racism, some derogatory comments, me, the word useless being replaced with my name around the office, and just a bunch of horrible stuff like that.
Oh my gosh.
Dude,
Yeah.
man.
Wow.
Well,
yeah.
You know, it sucks that happened. On the same token, if this thing that came up is a better thing for you, then screw them, man. You got to do what's right for you.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm big on, you know, I can forgive, but I'm not going to forget, you know, things that happen with certain people that happen. So you're a bigger man than just coming out and, you know, going off on them and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I know I'm not attacking the organization. I'm not going to even attack the people. I'm just going to bring awareness so people see this organization for what it really is, especially about things that they lie about to the community and things that they basically, it's a nonprofit. It's a nonprofit that lies to the community and tries to squeeze a lot of things.
Is there anything within the law that you can do? Like,
actually, yes. I did have a case, but I didn't want to deal with it anymore. Like, I was happy just to be away and not have to see these people. And at the same time, if I did anything legal, it wouldn't hurt the people that I was upset with. It would hurt the organization. I don't want to hurt the organization. Just the people pulling the strings are the ones that I had issues with.
Well, man, you're a good guy, man. I mean, at least, you know, you have a plan, you know. I wish you all the luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
One
We wish
thing
you
I've learned
nothing,
with
nothing but success. Go ahead, man.
One thing I've learned with people personally attacking other people, the people attacking are usually afraid of the person they're attacking for one reason or another.
And that is exactly what it was. There's people that were threatened with what I had to say and what I wanted to do and where I wanted to take this. They were threatened because it interfered with their plans and what they wanted and putting their name on the spotlight. And that's why I was basically forced out.
Damn. Well, you know what? Sometimes it is good to, like you're going to do. Maybe, you know, I don't know. I don't have the answer. I don't know if shutting down your page completely is the answer, or if that feels better for you, screw it, then do it. And you start something fresh. And at least in your mind is fresh anyway.
Yeah.
You know, whatever you do, as long as it feels good to you, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, this also kind of gives me a chance to weed out the people who are watching me for my content rather than watching me because of what I have to say about drama, or watching me because they feel I'm against this person or that person. Like, if people are going to follow and subscribe, like, I want it to be because they like me as a person, not because I went against this one person or said this about someone else.
You know, Manny will back me up on this. I've always said a million times, you know, I even say it daily. You know, I don't care if you want to talk about me, say whatever the fuck you want to say. Just make sure I had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isabel's bringing up Pet Doctor 901. It's not that, but I do have, like, I always say that I'm going to release these interviews because I interviewed ex-employees and I interviewed the people in charge there, and I just never put that together, but hopefully that could be like another final send off to not expose but show behind the curtain kind of stuff. Because I went and I met with one of the directors, and he gave me like a tour. Like, he made sure that I had no phones, no recording devices. When he gave me the tour and showed like, oh well, this room is for this, and like people aren't allowed in this room, but let me show you, so I could break that down.
Well, the good thing is, hopefully, you got something good going on now. This opportunity that came up, and you could just run with that and tell everybody to just F off, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm going like completely positive vibes, and like not, you know, people saying, "Oh, this person's live. You need to talk about it, or you need to talk about this issue." Like, I just want to do my thing, live my life, have fun. If anyone wants to come along on the journey, I'm getting into photography. Like, I want to go and take photos of all this. It's a big city. It's going to be amazing, and everyone's welcome to join along.
Awesome. Well, please let everybody know when you're that program you got scheduled, or you haven't scheduled it yet, but when you plan to do that.
Yeah, just go to my Facebook page, and I'll probably announce when it's coming out, and I'll put a nice thumbnail and stuff like that.
All right, awesome. Well, wish you the best for sure. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk still in the next few days, but
definitely.
Dude, Godspeed to you, man. Wish you nothing but success in whatever you do, bro.
Appreciate it, and thank you all. I'm gonna hop off. I still need to pack and get things together.
That's cool. Just remember, man, the majority of the people, and I do mean a high majority, are behind you as opposed to against you. So.
Oh, definitely. I know there's some against me, but those people don't matter to me. Like, it's the people here that are, congratulating me and thanking me and wishing me the best. Like, they're the ones that matter here.
Yep. All right, man. Go do what you got to do.
Good luck. Good luck.
All right. Hey, y'all have a good night. I'll see you when I'm back on.
Man. Okay, Vic. Victor, Digital Dimwit, calling it quits. Didn't get too specific, but some of us, those that know what's going on, and I'll get into that later once he makes his announcement, and I'm sure he's shut down his platform. I'll be able to talk about it. Here he told me what the deal was. I just don't want to get into it without him. This is his thing to come and talk about. But anyway, he's a good guy. He's very soft-spoken. He's a gentle soul. And, I wish him nothing but the best. He's a good guy, just the way you saw him now. I know you haven't dealt with him a whole lot. Troy, you've seen him here and there. You've watched.
Yeah, he's been on with us too. Yeah.
And Bam, you might have seen him here and there. I don't remember. This is the first time you were with him on the show, but
yeah,
he's a soft-spoken guy, very humble. Just the way he is. The way you saw him right here is the way he is all the time. Loves the movies. Loves comic book characters, and you saw all those toys he's got on the shelf behind him, and he's just real passionate about all that. So the fact that he would have to come down because of somebody kind of pisses me off, and we'll talk about that when it's the right time.
What a sensitive world we live in anymore.
Oh my God, you offend fucking everybody. I mean, Christ, if you fart next to somebody, you offended them.
It's unbelievable to me how easily people get offended now with anything.
Yeah, I mean, nobody has tough skin anymore. It's like, oh, wah. I mean, come the fuck off it.
I'm telling you,
we're offended. Grow the fuck up. Grow some skin. I mean, move on.
We talked about this before. It's like, when did this all start? When did people become so sensitive? I mean, it's not even insults I'm talking about. We're just talking about things that happen in daily life.
I think it started with millennials.
Yeah, well, my whole thing was sounds right with the remember the beginning of the participation trophy.
Yeah,
when you were awarding kids that didn't win in a contest, you gave them awards anyway just for participating, and now they expect everything. They expect everything. They don't expect to work hard for something. Instead of giving the message, hey, you work harder, train harder, practice more, then you can win next time. Instead it's just, here, you participated, here's a trophy for you anyway. So
You know,
Yeah.
every day I see my kids that I drive to and from school every fucking day. And every day I say to myself, there's one good thing about this. I'm going to be dead when you run in the fucking country. It's the only good thing I can say about this generation.
yeah, that we're not going to be around, to see where this is going ultimately. I mean, I know Troy's got to worry about it. He's got young kids right now. So Troy's got to worry about what the hell is going to happen in those few years coming up, because they're going to affect his kids.
I mean, is it going to be like Star Trek? Or is it going to be like Star Wars?
Well, I can tell you this: he's not going to be going back to school until a lot of things change. He hasn't been in school. Well, he hasn't actually had a normal school setting since pre-K, which was, 2019. And then
So you homeschooling?
He's homeschooled, yeah, because just everything that's going. First, the COVID restrictions, then the social emotional learning, and the critical race theory. It's just really bad right now. I mean, there's just so many things. There's so many layers to it. And then we got to deal with the masking still. I mean, speaking of that, Manny, did you see where New York City is mandating masks on kids again?
No.
Yeah, we're back to this garbage again.
Well, and I got to say, I drive kindergarten kids and I drive middle school kids. And my kindergarten kids, half of them, I can't understand the damn word that comes out of their mouth because everybody's forced to cover their mouth. Well, at this age, when kids are learning speech and learning words and learning how to say things, looking at lips is extremely vital. I have a 9-year-old that is in kindergarten and can't fucking talk. I mean, she talks like she's 2.
So
and she's not mentally challenged whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
I mean, what the heck is going on? I thought they were freeing the kids from masks more and more.
We're 100% free here in the state. Well, I can't say 100% because I just went to the hospital the other day and they're like, oh, you can't in there unless you have a mask on. I'm like, oh, you missed the memo. The dictators freed us from that. They said, oh, well, not here. You got to have a mask on. Here. And handed me a mask. I said, nope. I have one just for you mask holes. So I reached in my backpack, pulled it on, and put it on, like I normally wear it with my nose exposed. I said, are you happy? She goes, yes, that's much better. Thank you. She goes, now, have you been around anybody with COVID in the past 90 days? I don't know. Do you have a fever? No. Have you been? No. And I said, okay, so you're happy with my mask? I can enter the building now? Oh, yes, go right on in. I said, just so you're aware, with my nose exposed is not like wearing a mask at all. Just so you're fucking aware, but you're okay with that. I'm on. I'm good. Bye.
Yeah, see. Oh, this is unreal. And then I hear,
I mean, I can't breathe with the motherfuckers on between my asthma and my COPD from smoking for all those fucking years. And, I wear nose strips pretty much every fucking day to help me breathe.
Yeah.
And, I have these motherfuckers. Oh, you got to wear a mask. You got to wear. Fuck you and your goddamn. Take your mask, shove it up your fucking ass. They don't do a goddamn thing. There's people that wear them religiously, swap them out. Every 5 minutes they get a new mask, and yet they get fucking COVID. Here you have motherfuckers running around not wearing a mask, never had COVID.
Yeah, explain that one.
Hey, Manny, can you go?
Work. They help. They help, but they don't fucking work.
Can you go back to that comment? Someone just said that New York lifted the mask mandate.
Yeah, Marley.
That's not true. They put the mandate back on, and then it was challenged in court, and the judge upheld it yesterday.
So they did remove the mandate, but now they put it back, or they're keeping it off.
They put it back on the kids. I think it was. I can't remember. I think it was from the ages of 2 to 5, which is those actually are the most important years, 2 to 5, right? So 2 to 5, they put it on. It was challenged in court because they were like, no, we don't want the mask on the kids. The judge upheld it. It was, I think it was the governor. The governor ordered masks on kids ages 2 to 5 or 2 to 4, and it was challenged in court.
Can't be vaccinated yet.
and the judge upheld it. And it was I was listening to it yesterday on the radio, the news report that came over that said the judge upheld the governor's mandate, and they're masking the kids again. There, it was either 2 to 4 or 2 to 5, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And then literally, it was probably like an hour later, I saw the World Health Organization came out with a piece that said that we could have a COVID reset, taking us back to zero immunity.
Well, and I truly believe that they're gonna not do the masks or enforce the whole mask things in every state, because we're going into an election year, and everybody says that the masks are so political, and they really are. Your Democrats force you to wear them. Your Republicans are like, wear them if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
So in all your Democratic states, we're kind of like mask free, but until the election in November, then they're going to force you to wear masks again after the election.
Or they're really pushing the mail-in ballots. I don't know if you saw Biden the mail-in ballots a couple days ago, where he's allotting like $3 million or something. It was some ridiculous number to go for mail-in ballots. So we could have a situation where COVID magically comes back, and it's not safe to vote in person, right?
Yeah,
so
there you go.
Here we go. Yeah.
Here comes the mail-in ballots again. Because what was funny is, back in the 2020 election, they were like, you can't vote in person. That was like, they literally that was like the beating drum, right? From like May until probably like right up till Halloween. And then magically the CDC comes out days before the election and said it's safe to vote in person. Well, yeah, you're going to say that now because you just manipulated the election with all these mail-in ballots.
I totally agree.
And you scared people into not coming in to vote in person.
I live in New York City. Marley says parents are not happy. They're tired of the kids wearing masks. Yeah,
well, I'm tired of fucking dictators dictating to us.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
They're with you, Marley. Personally, if you want to wear a mask, wear the fucking thing. This is America, land of the free. You are free to do whatever the fuck you want within reason. You're not free to go out and shoot your fucking neighbor. It's common sense, motherfuckers. If you want to wear it, wear the goddamn thing. If you don't fucking wear it, but don't fucking, it is what it is. I tell these fucking dictators, shove it up their ass every day. Fucking dictators.
I feel like they're setting the stage.
So everybody's aware, when I say motherfucker, just so you're aware, when you're bored and you have absolutely nothing to do, Google the word motherfucker. Everybody knows it's a derogatory term, but there is a second definition that pretty much means impressive person.
Impressive person.
Interesting.
Yes. So, when I say you motherfuckers, I'm not saying you motherfuckers. I'm saying you motherfuckers as impressive.
So you're calling us impressive. I got you.
So
I wonder if I can get away with that at work. Go into my boss's office and call him that. Be like, "What's up,
Troy? Why are you calling everybody a motherfucker?" He goes, "Oh, I'm impressed."
Yeah, right.
Everybody.
They're impressive.
Impressive.
I'll be like, "Go back and listen to Manny on the mic and listen to Bam. He thinks it's okay
Google
to call
the word
you that."
motherfucker right now, and it'll tell you definition number 2 pretty much boils down to impressive person.
It says, okay, number 1, a despicable or very unpleasant person or thing. That's number 1. Number 2, a person or thing of a specific specified kind, especially one that is formidable, remarkable, or impressive in some sort of way.
There you go.
See, Bam did his research. He doesn't just throw crap out there.
I'm not crazy, motherfucker. Definition number 3, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's gonna believe me unless I put this up there.
We're actually putting motherfucker on the board.
This is definition number 2 of motherfucker. And there it is. Google said so. So
Ah.
Bam,
I gotcha.
I'm impressed. So I guess I am one.
There you go. So I knew before I started my So I knew that I say motherfucker entirely way too much before I started this job of driving these little kids around. So,
oh yeah,
I'm
so
like,
you're right. Okay, I know where you're going with this.
So I'm like, I have to figure out something else to say in place of it. So I decided to replace motherfucker with Carl. So during,
like the name Carl.
yeah.
Right.
So during my training, I'm climbing over this fucking doghouse on the school bus. I'm like, oh, Carl. I'm getting in it, and I sit in this air ride seat, and it goes straight to the fucking floor. I'm like, fucking Carl.
So when you hear Bam say Carl, yeah, he means well, you know what he means now. Yeah.
So my trainer says, she goes, who the fuck is Carl? You keep saying Carl. Who the hell is Carl? So I had to explain to her who Carl was. So now I call her Carl, and she calls me Carl. We're the Carls.
Oh, that's funny. And yes, believe it or not, those who don't know, Bam took on a job driving children to school in a school bus.
Now tell them the kicker. Punchline.
Yep.
But I bet you the kids love you, though.
I can't stand fucking children. I hate the little sons of bitches.
No, but I bet you they like you.
Oh, they do.
Yeah. That's all that matters.
It's funny. Bam, when he first started coming on here, we heard his opinion on how he feels about children and kids and stuff. And it was never a good thing to hear him. He wanted nothing to do with kids. And then one day he's like, "Yeah, I got a job." Oh yeah, what? Driving a school bus. And I was like, "What? What could possibly go wrong?" But so far, nothing's going wrong, right? You're holding, you're biting.
He's not even swearing. He's not even swearing.
I went to Farm and Fleet and bought a cattle prod.
Oh man, I worked for the city the city of New York, and took inbound calls for COVID hotline, making appointments and giving info for COVID pop-up tent, vaccination sites, mobile vac sites, and hospital vac sites, and registering.
I've heard of that.
For their $100 vax incentive cards and child and adult in the household.
Where's my $100? I need it because I just spent $50 on a roast tonight.
Do you remember for a time a lot of cities were doing giveaways and stuff, gift cards and tickets to sporting events.
Illinois had a lottery; they were giving away like $6 million to, and they broke it up over. I think there was like 3 people that actually got $1 million, and then the other $3 million they broke up over. I don't know. This age group got this, and if you were in this college or school group, you got this for college. And it's like, okay, well, that's great, but everybody from Chicago won it. Nobody from the rest of the state. It was all Chicago.
All Chicago,
as we knew it would be.
Well, you got the biggest population there too, so I'm sure that had nothing to do with it at all. So we now have to second guess that word when someone calls you an MF.
Yeah, are they being derogatory or are they being impressive?
Yeah. It's like, did they mean that in a bad way or a good way? And now, if you want to call somebody that, but you don't want to, you can't use those words. Just call them Carl, and it's your own inside joke.
Yeah, and is Carl the male Karen, or would you just call a man Karen as well?
I thought. Didn't we decide Terry was the male Karen?
I just call them all fucking Karens.
Oh, that was funny. Anything else? Any parting? Anything? Any of you guys? Sensitive parents in California would have you. Fuck! I refuse to say the F word here.
Well,
just say it. Come on, Beth.
As a wise person once said it in an elevator. Me and my sister were in an elevator the day my mother died, I think. Or it was a couple of days before she died. She goes, "My God, you say fuck way too much." And there's a little old lady in the elevator with me. And I said, "Well, if you can't say it, you sure the fuck can't do it." The little old lady just started laughing. And she looked at my sister and goes, "Honey, he's right."
That's funny. All right, I think we'll call it a night. We're just up on a 2-hour mark exactly, almost.
No, we got an hour or 1 minute and 15 seconds. 1 minute and 10
seconds.
Manny.
Hey, Manny, just real quick, I want to say that I talked to in relation to the school stuff, because you know what we've been doing here.
Oh yeah.
I talked to our lawyer on Friday, and the Pennsylvania Department of Education finally responded to that lawsuit. So
Oh
it'll be
yeah.
so it's just going to be a matter now of in the next few days we'll actually have a date. Bam, if you don't know, we throughout Erie County, but and also throughout Pennsylvania, you know, we've been fighting the school districts with, you know, everything that they've been doing with the kids. And we hooked up with a group of parents in Bucks County, which is near Philadelphia, and collectively, well, all of the school districts in Pennsylvania have been officially sued, all
Nice.
500, for their
Nice.
masking, for their COVID protocols, basically. So
Yeah,
it's going to be an interesting case.
Shady practices, that's for sure.
Yeah, there was a couple of school districts in the state of Illinois
I don't know if I
that
told you.
was being sued, and the school district I work for decided to say we're not wearing masks anymore. If you want to wear them, it's strongly encouraged, but we're not forcing you to wear them because we're not named in this lawsuit. But right now, we're not going to enforce our COVID restrictions on you.
Too late. It's too late.
And then, so when I got that email, I'm like, yes, we don't have to wear them on the bus. So here we go, you know, one day without masks on the bus. And then later on that night, I had to tell all the kids, guess what? You have to wear your masks again because it's a federal law, because this is considered public transportation. A school bus, get this. Now, a good attorney would argue, okay, so the state and the federal people say a school bus is public transportation. But a good attorney would argue that a school bus is not public transportation. Why? Because the general public is not allowed on it. Only a specific clientele is allowed on this transportation to and from a public school. So that makes it private transportation.
You are 100% correct.
Damn, yep.
And that's actually
coming out of my head.
That makes sense, right?
And that's actually one of the arguments that they're presenting, is that, you know, the attorney that we have said, look, this is not public transportation, and the CDC has zero jurisdiction over a school entity as in relation to buses.
Right.
So they've really painted themselves in such a bad corner. And I don't know if I told you this, Manny, but he told me that the districts are contacting his office and saying, well, hey, like basically what Bam's just said, well, hey, we lifted the mask mandate now, why don't you drop the suit? No, too late.
Yeah,
you had 2 years of illegal practice. Yeah. Someone's got to pay. So,
well, and how much did you actually hinder these little kids from learning because they can't see your mouths move, forming these words that is vital to the growth of a child.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things. There's the kids that, were held out for 10, 20, 30 days, of school throughout, the particular year because they were close contact, but they actually weren't sick. There's so many things there's so many layers to it that, and the biggest issue that we're fighting right now, and I don't know how it is in each state, but in Pennsylvania we have health and safety plans, which is tied to funding. So they have these health and safety plans because they took the money. If you follow me, now they have to keep them in place until 2025. So as a parent, you're like, my kid's not going. They're not going to go through this for another 3 years. They're just not. So either one of two things are going to happen. You're going to get sued, and we're just going to drag the education system through the courts, or people are just going to start pulling their kids out of school and financially, I don't want to say bankrupt, but financially, causing some issues for schools.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our district here is $6.5. Our district here is $6.5 million in deficit, and $2 million of it is because of enrollment. 268 children have been unenrolled because of their COVID protocols. You're talking $17,000 a kid, $18,000 a kid that they're losing. So
Is that a year or per day?
it's per year, 17,000 per
Our
year.
schools here, the state gives the schools a certain amount of money per day. I don't know how much it is per year, but they get like $1,000 per day for a special needs kid that shows up for school. I know the buses charge the state $5,000 a day for every special need kid.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of money just to pick
that's a
up
lot
the
of
kid
money.
and take
Yeah,
them to school. And if they require a wheelchair, it's $7,000.
yeah.
I mean, it's just
It's
unbelievable.
Yeah.
we have a required 170 day school days that start in August and end in June. So 170 days in that time period. So it's $17,000 in that 170 day span.
That's quite a bit of money for 170 days. And if you think about it, it's only 3.5 months, 4 months. Well, no, I guess it's 5 months.
Yeah, when you lost 268 kids because, you know, people are sick of your shit.
Yeah.
It's only going to get worse. So,
yeah.
But
all right,
thank you guys.
We'll wrap it up with this, and we got more to come next week for sure. There's quite a bit of things that we're going to talk about here. I didn't want to forget to mention, please keep in mind that Melissa Lucio, her time is running out. Everything is in the hands of the Texas Department of Pardons and Paroles, or Paroles and Pardons. I think it's Pardons and Paroles. And Governor Abbott cannot rule on anything until they make their ruling. Once they decide, yes, we're going to do something, or no, we're not, that's the only time that our governor can step in and do something. So we're hoping he does. In the meantime, please go to freemelissalucio.org, sign a petition, and watch the documentary if you haven't done so already. It's on Hulu, or I streamed it last week. Look it up. It's I do have it on both of my pages on Facebook and YouTube. If you haven't seen the documentary, it's there for you to watch. We had to comment, and it's not a regular viewing, so we had to stop and comment and talk about it, discuss it as we went along. So hoping that it wouldn't get blocked. Yeah, what's up?
Just real quick before you go, I'm just curious, and I know, are you getting any? Is she getting any? Is there a move? I don't know how to ask this. Are there movements in other states for her? Are you getting, are people standing up for her in other states?
Yeah,
or is it just?
As far as I know, I mean, it's starting to become a nationwide effort, but hardcore because she is here in Texas. It is in Texas only right now. People, celebrities have been reached out to. I've reached out to celebrities, and so has the people from Death Penalty Action, and they're the ones really behind this. And now the Innocence Project is involved. Not taking over the case, but assisting with the defense on trying to whatever they do to get these things overturned is where they're at right now. So there is involvement. Just in my opinion, not enough yet. To this day, I can go out here, talk to the people, and there are people who have no idea who she is, and and all this happened here in the backyard here.
Do you think that it would be effective? Is the movement big enough where you could get these people to show up at the door of this, at the DA?
And we've done that. We've had a small crowd here at the Cameron County Courthouse, and the Melissa Lucio's son, his name is John Lucio. He's actually, this was caught on camera too. He went in to speak to the DA, and they told him you have to call. So he left, and as soon as he left, the DA was coming out to go to lunch. And he was able to talk to him and say, hey, my mom's in there. I would appreciate if you would look at all the evidence again, including the film, and look at all this evidence that's going to show that she is not the one who did it. There was no evidence pointing that she did this. It's just not there. And Governor Louis Saenz, it's Saenz, he told him, I will look at it. I'll see what I can do and I'll look. So we're trusting that he is going to do that. And, let's see if a couple of the powers that be can work together and get her out. I mean, it definitely is not clear-cut murder, something that would warrant a death penalty.
Mhm.
And if
What?
you wanted to put something on it, okay, you can put neglect, negligent homicide if you want to go that far. But even with
Yeah.
that, that carries about a 20 max limit. So she would have been out already, with good behavior and pending time served and all that stuff. She would have been out already. So, we're looking for a stay, at the very minimum, a stay, so they can look at more information and then decide, yes, she didn't get defended fairly in the first place.
Mhm.
Maybe she wasn't a good behavior type of person in prison either.
No, she's not. She's been perfect. She's got no issues. She's got no issues of violence ever. And they've talked to these Department of Child and Protective Services, talked to everybody. And there was never an incident that she was a violent mom, a violent parent, a violent person at all, for that matter. So,
Yeah,
and
but
then,
prison might be a
some
different story.
people tried to say that she caused fights in prison and this and that, and that's just all false. There's no incidents of her being
Yeah.
any kind of a problem at all.
That's what I heard that journalist say when I was listening to that one day that you were on. That she's an investigative journalist, right?
Correct. Sabrina Van Tassel. Yeah, she's an investigative journalist, and so she digs for stuff. She doesn't just film for the sake of filming. She does research.
There has to be something on the DA man and the defense. There has to be.
Oh, I mean, on the original defense, there is. I mean, he went to work for the DA as soon as the case was over.
It's just too suspicious.
He got hired by the DA's office, making more money than anybody else who's already in that office, who's been there for years. So he got hired for some reason. And then his wife got hired there as well. So they both got hired there.
But she doesn't know. She couldn't get that.
Dude, she was railroaded. Nobody,
that right there, it tells you everything you need to know.
Well, yeah, and all this evidence that now they want everybody to look at. Her attorney wouldn't bring it forward to say, look at all this. And, there are 4 or 5 jurors that have now come forward and said, had we known this, we would not have found her guilty. They would have ruled differently.
Mm-hmm.
And so those affidavits are in there as well as part of all the evidence that, this should be looked at again, if not overturned. And it's not fair what they're doing to her. I mean, she didn't have a lot of money. She didn't have the money to get lawyers and stuff. And she didn't know better. She didn't know to, ask for an attorney instead of talking with the police. They had her there for 6 hours or whatever, 6 or 7 hours in the middle of the night. No food, no bathroom break, no water, nothing. They just kept pounding on her for all those hours into the wee hours of the morning.
Yeah, I saw that.
At one point, she just said, "Okay, yeah, I guess I did it." I think her words were, "I guess I did it," and it's just terrible. It's a horrible situation, and the other theory is that she's covering up for somebody who might have.
I don't think so.
But
I don't think that's.
It could be, but it's not that somebody did it like murder. I think somebody was just bullying the kid, and they pushed her, and the kid fell and hit her head.
But wasn't she? She was filing for. Wasn't she filing for appeals though?
Yeah, and they were denied.
Right. So if she was covering for somebody, I think that she would just accept her fate. You know what I mean? And just let it be where it is. I don't think that she's. Maybe she knows that maybe the daughter did it. And
well, that's my thing. It's possible that one of the two. There's a couple of daughters in question here, and only in question by the public. They're not in question by police or law enforcement or none of that. It hasn't got that far. But they did not like that child, Mariah. They did not like her. It was from a different father. Mariah was from a different father, so they didn't feel close an attachment to her.
Yeah,
and they've said this publicly, and it's on film, and there's deleted scenes that were not in the movie. I've played those; they're on my page. So I'm thinking they bullied Mariah. She fell again. I don't think they intentionally went to kill her. I just think she had an accident and a head injury became fatal, and mom is kind of covering for the kids. But I don't even think, I used to think that hardcore, but now I don't even think that. When she said, "Well, I guess I did it," when she told the cops, "I guess I did it," it's just bad all the way around.
They broke her into that though. They broke her down to say that,
Yeah.
that
And
confession.
yeah, and the one thing she was thinking was, and even one of the attorneys said it afterwards, said, "You know what?" She thought, "Well, I'll just plead guilty or say I did it and then let it go to court and then I'll work it out in court and it'll be okay." That was on her mind.
Oh, can't do that.
No, it didn't. You can't, and it didn't work that way. And I don't think anybody thought it would get to a death penalty and to be found guilty. So
I'm surprised that the cops, that the police, that the interrogating officers, though, wouldn't be like that whole confession, if you will, would be tossed out based on the fact that they coerced her into,
Yeah, you would think, but this was they wanted this to happen, and as soon as she confessed to that, everything happened so fast, from trial to guilty, and it was just over. I think the trial was like 3 days, maybe something like that. I think, if I heard that right. And then next thing you know, and then appeals, and so she's been on death row. She's been guilty for 15 years. I think she's been on death row for 14 of those years. And there are people who've been on death row longer who still don't have a date. And there are other cases that are more obvious that, yeah, they're guilty and they still don't have a case. And I keep referring to the guy here in Brownsville, this couple, downtown Brownsville, decapitated 3 of his kids. And the police showed up and he said, "You arrest me. I killed my kids. I just cut their heads off. Arrest me. Take me away." And even he's getting new evidence reintroduced to give him a lighter sentence. And that was before Melissa. It's like, what the hell, man? Everything's going against Melissa. It's not, something is not right.
Something's not right.
And there is shadiness going on with the DA and the attorney the attorney who was her defense attorney and the DA at the time. Something is there. That DA ended up going to prison for 11 years, and now he's out. He's on supervision for the next 2 or 3 years. And I think they want to cover up whatever happened so it doesn't come out. I think that's why they don't want this to come to light.
Yeah, because if it comes to light, I mean, it's going to take down a lot of people. It's going to take down the interrogating officers. It's going to take down the DA. It's going to take down the defense attorney. Maybe even the one of the kids.
And like I said, if they would have interviewed the police, and the police didn't even interview these kids. I mean, they're not in the police report at all. So one of the daughters keeps saying, "Well, they interviewed me and talked to the police." Like, it wasn't the police. It might have been, CPS, but it was not the police. But anyway, yeah, it's not a real complicated thing. Just people don't know about it. That's the problem. She's not a high-profile figure. She's a Hispanic woman, and I think they thought,
right,
we can make her go away. They'll execute, come and go, and then everybody will forget about her. But we're trying to keep that from happening. So her date is April 27th. So and we're already on the 2nd now. So time is flying right now.
Yeah, I'd say maybe someone needs to start bombarding the DA with phone calls.
Yeah, and on freemelissalucio.org, there's a link there that says what can you do to help, and it's got all the templates on how to write a letter, how to make a phone call, what to say, or email. All of that is listed right there. You just put your own spin on it, put your name on it, and that's all very effective. So, all right. On that note, we'll wrap it up. Troy, thanks for coming out, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Definitely do this again.
Thank you.
Bam, buddy. Thanks for coming back. You got to do this more often, bro. I know you're tired and stuff, but people love you. Can't deny that.
I'm old. I'm fat. I'm tired.
Yeah, that's all right. We're not telling you to dance around. You're just sitting there giving us a piece of your mind.
Oh, well, I have a lot of pieces to give.
That's for sure. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Saturday night. Enjoy the rest of your night and your Sunday tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.
Talk to you
Hasta
next time.
luego.